Hello, it's system review time, and it's a while since I've done one of these. Such a while. This is take two. Disaster. I did the most appalling attempt at a system review and just deleted the whole thing, and I'm starting again. We're going to be looking at the Sony PlayStation TV, or Vita TV, or PlayStation Vita TV as it's known by some, but it is officially, as the box says, PlayStation TV. What can I tell you about this? Well, first of all, it's tiny, as you can see here. Just to give you something to compare it to, because I have small hands. A PC DVD sized case. It's tiny. On the front, I assume this is the front, you have, well, nothing except, can I get the light to catch it? I don't think, yeah, it says Sony just there. And when you plug the power in, you get a little light come on just here. Everything is on the back, and everything is not much. Power switch, button, memory card. You will need one of those. I'll go into that later. No, that's a USB port, HDMI port, Ethernet or Ethernet, whatever you want to call it. Power input. And on the side, this side, you have a openable slot, if I can just open that, where you put in your PS Vita game cartridges or cards or whatever you want to call them. I've got Minecraft in there, that's the only one I've got. And that is physically all there is to it. With that you'll get a voucher card thing with some codes on it to download 3 free games. I'll talk about them later. You get a power supply, which is I'm dragging the, I can't show it you, I've got it plugged in and I'm dragging the 4-way strip along the floor. It's about that big, and you know, it's a power supply. And that's all you get. Oh, and an HDMI. I think you get the HDMI lead with it. Anyway, what you don't get is a controller, which is kind of annoying, really. You can use either a PS3 pad like that or a PS4 pad, but you got to either have one already, which fortunately I have several PS3 pads, or you got to buy one. You don't get one with it, which, well, there's the thing. What it's intended as, what the original Sony concept for this is as a bit of a glorified peripheral for the PS4. The idea is you got your PS4 in your living room, and maybe your wife or your girlfriend or your kids or whoever, someone else is using the main TV that your PS4 is plugged into, and you're like, well, bugger it, I want to play games. So you have one of these in a different room, plugged into a different telly, and the PS4 plays the game and it streams it to this, and you can control the game and display it and everything in a separate room. Originally that was meant to work with like the PS3 and the PSP, but it never really happened. But yeah, that's what these are meant for. That's apparently the original purpose. It's not what I've got one for, and I don't know if it's what most people would have them for. To me, this is a very small, interesting, consoleized PS Vita, and we'll get into that now. I'm going to turn the camera around and point it at the screen and talk some more about what it's like. Okay then, this is the home screen on the PlayStation TV. It is what you would get on the PS Vita. And there's a thing, it's designed for touch screen controlled, so on the Vita you would be like pushing these with your fingers and swiping them about and stuff. And that is kind of, it can be a problem in terms of some of the games. Some of the games are designed to be controlled by touch screen, and in fact a touch pad that's underneath the handheld as well. This has none of that. So you can have on some of the games there is the option to use I think it's, I don't remember exactly what it is, it's pushing L3 and I think doing one of the shoulder buttons as well, I don't remember exactly, and that works on some of the games, but it's kind of awkward and messy, and really for an on-screen user interface this is frankly a pain in the arse. On take one of this review I got into an awful mess just trying to work out how it worked because I'd forgotten. But anyway, we have got things like the PlayStation Store, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Browser, it's a browser. I'm not actually going to go into detail on all of these things, partly because I don't know how they work. Like this party line thing, I have no idea, I've never used it, I don't have a headset, I don't care. And messaging friends, it's a friends list, you don't need to see them, you might want to see them, but this is this is me, it's going to be half-arsed. PlayStation 4 link, well I can't tell you how that, or show you how that works because I don't have a PS4. Videos is for playing, I guess, videos that are stored on the memory card, or you can stream them. I could stream them from my PC that is also hooked up to this here Wi-Fi. If I ran some like a media server thing on it, music, again it's like whatever you got stored on it as far as I know. Photos, yeah, email, just, it's like, don't care, it's a games console. I don't care about this stuff. If you do, watch someone else's review. This is not what I'm concentrating on. So you get to the games. Minecraft, that is one that I've got on a cartridge, on a Vita cartridge, and it's good. It's actually exactly the same as far as I can tell as the version you would download for the PS3. And there's the funny thing, if you buy it for the Vita or the PlayStation TV, it gives you a code, and if you've got a PS3 you can download the PS3 version as well, and they're identical, and I've played it on the PS3 actually more than I've played it on here. Now we get to the 3 free games: Worms Revolution, Ollie Ollie and Velocity Ultra. Do I want to show you what these look like? I'll be honest, I don't want to play them. They're free, and I think they're free for a reason, because to my mind, I've seen other people review them and say, oh, they're good. I don't like any of them. Okay, we just had a system update while I was trying to do some other stuff. Let's see now. I was having difficulties, but we'll have a go and try and I'll show you. We'll have a look at this. It gets to this point, and then a lot of people I've seen on the say, right, this is where you need to touch screen. Oh, we can pass that, that's good. Loading. Maybe get past that. I think I just stopped at that point a few minutes ago. I think that was actually, my memory card wasn't probably wasn't anyway, so it's working now. But I do know that it gets to a certain point. Yes, people get to this point, and I got to this point and just could not make it go any further. Yeah, you press play and it's just like it doesn't do anything. And by default this fake touchscreen thing is turned off, so you'd be sitting here touching your D-pad or your analog stick trying to click on play, pressing X and any other button you could come to, and nothing would happen. Stupid! You have to go into options and enable the virtual touchpad, which is like left stick R3, L3 to get the touch screen, and R3 to get the touch pad like underneath thing that's on the Vita. So anyway, we'll yeah, you see that works. Career mode. I have never even got past the this. Don't know how to pull a front up. No, I don't. I ain't got a clue, thanks. And alright, get rid of that. Get on your... oh dear. Sloppy, yeah, I know, I don't care. Just get... oh. Yeah, well, anyway, I'm not here to play these. I'm just... this was all about demonstrating... oh, don't do that. Right. PS button. To get out of a game, you press the PS button, which to me is not intuitive, because I'm used to using this pad on a PS3 where to press that you'd be turning your console off. So it's like, right, PS button is the home button then, is it? And then you get to this screen and you're like, what the hell? Then you press your circle button and it goes away like that. Not what I'm used to at all. Worms Revolution. These three, I think I mentioned, they're the free games. That one, I'm not even going to... No. I didn't like it at all. I like original Worms, though, to be honest, I prefer the old Amiga game, Scorched Tanks, which is kind of what it was based on, but anyway. And then there's this one, which is very highly thought of, apparently. Velocity Ultra. Is that right? Whatever. And it stopped that. There are things that it will do. I can't remember. I've worked through it before, and yeah, you can speed up a bit and do. It annoys the crap out of me. No, you meant to pick those up, and there are things, capabilities. You get extra abilities and things as you play, and it's on some levels it's kind of clever, but for God's sake, I actually hate it. I played it for about 20 minutes, half an hour when I first got it, and it does, to be honest, stop doing all of that. It's chucking the messages up at you as you know, teach you how to play the game, but it annoyed the crap out of me, and ultimately I found the game and find the game completely joyless. It's just really, really joyless. It's like an Android game, and a cheap one at that. It's nice, crisp graphics, but oh God, it's just... It's like a video game made by a bureaucrat. It's gaming by numbers, and it's not fun, and I can totally see why they gave it away for free. I don't care if other people think it's good and accomplished and blah blah blah. I will not ever play that again. I want all these 3 free games. I don't think they're worth the space they take up on the memory card, and I will probably delete them if the card starts getting full. However, that's the annoying stuff. Here's the good stuff. If you've got stuff that you've downloaded onto your PS3 or your PSP or your Vita that's compatible, you own them as much as you own anything that's just like digital download, and you can download them onto here and play them. These are all things, well, certainly these top 2 rows, I already had bought for me PSP and PS3, and they're great. Pinball Dreams Pinball Fantasy is brilliant. Apache Overkill was given to me by the artist who did the graphics for it, whose username I don't remember. Apologies for that. And I did a review of that. Wipeout, PS1 game, Destruction Derby, Jumping Flash, Crash Team Racing, all brilliant PS1 games. And they play perfectly. And you can get plenty of those on the store. TXK, I've done a video of that. Gravity Crash Ultra, I've done a video of that. Geometry Wars Dimensions, I love Geometry Wars on the PSP. This one, I'll have to do a video of it and show you what I think. Now, Motogp 14, we're going to have a look at this, just so... This is probably the game I have with the most advanced graphics on this system. So we'll have a look at this just to see how good, I guess, the graphics can be on this. There are probably games with better graphics than this, but I want to look at this and compare it to the kind of things that I play on other systems. I'll edit this to speed it up. Edit back in here. So this is... I don't know what the controls are. Oh, yes I do. Or do I? There we go. Yeah. Can I change view? Yes. This is what it looks like, basically. I've got this, I mean, I'm not doing a review of the game here. That's not the purpose of this. It's just to see what a modern-ish kind of, I won't say AAA, but you know, game that makes use of the Vita and PlayStation TV's capabilities looks like. Though this is probably not a great example. In fact, I'm pretty damn certain it's not. It looks like a PS2 game, to be honest. It is, I suppose, a higher resolution. You can certainly tell that in the interface, the graphics where it's giving you the numbers and whatnot, and the map. But the actual circuit and the bike and everything, there's a bit of fuzz going on there. It's a bit fuzzy. No doubt looks better on the handheld screen. But, you know, the game itself, well, I was kind of daft buying this actually, because I've got the game on the PS3 already, and I didn't especially like it on there. But I wanted a racing game on the on the PlayStation TV, so I got this, and yeah, it's not one actually I'll spend much time playing, because it's just a bit too bloody difficult, to be honest. Let's change that view. Let's have that view. Might not help. But, you know, it's PS2 in higher definition, really. That's how I would describe the graphics on this. I hope that... oh, God. There are other games. Oh, dear. Well, that's even weirder. I hope and imagine there are other games that make better use of the graphical capabilities. Because this is not really... it doesn't make me go, wow, that's impressive, or anything. It's just like a PS2 game. There you go, I'll bang out of that. That's not how to bang out of that. That is, hold the button down and it goes to close down. Yeah. So, Geometry Wars, let's have a quick look. Alright, we'll edit us back in here. So this actually is probably a nice demonstration of, I guess, the visual crispness. Oh, I hate it when they just interrupt you to tell you stuff. I don't want to be told stuff. Yeah, it is nice and pretty, and it's a fun game. Well, Geometry Wars I like, although I'm not sure about this particular version, to be honest, but that's beside the point. This is it's a game that's designed for, well, the Vita, I guess, but it ably demonstrates the visual abilities of PlayStation TV. It looks nice, it moves super crisp. Oh, but if you've got the touchpad thing turned on, you want to watch that you don't push down on your sticks, because you basically get yourself killed, because it will go into touchscreen thingy, and you don't want that at that particular moment. Yeah, unfortunate. Anyway, that's that. So, that's what games look like on it. They are crisp and clear and have the potential to look nicer than PS2 games, in that they have higher resolution. But not necessarily more detail, at least in the ones that I've got here. I don't know, there might be other games that take better advantage. You got your PlayStation Store, and here you can download PlayStation stuff, PlayStation Plus stuff, so I guess you get free stuff or discounted stuff if you subscribe to PlayStation Plus. I don't. PlayStation Now. That I believe is where you can stream PS3 games. It kind of works like OnLive. Free? Really? It's an app, I guess. I don't know if the service is still working. I haven't tried it, because you rent the games, PS3 games, to play on here. I thought they were shutting that down as a service. I may be wrong, but I wouldn't use it because I've got a PS3, and I don't like the whole idea of renting games and streaming them and stuff. Maybe some people do, but I don't. Latest games, yeah, well, best of PlayStation, Vita games downloadable, PSP games, PS1 games, PS Minis, themes, apps. And it's all kind of what you would expect. And it's good. Here's the thing, I very much favour physical media for my games, I say. But I am getting drawn into the whole downloadable. You can have it now. Don't wait for the shops. Don't wait for it to be delivered from Amazon. Just click the button and it's yours. And I am drawn into that, and I have bought games on here because I can have them now, and in fact I don't think there's any other way of having them. I don't think you can get what's it? Those games I showed you a moment ago, the TXK and Geometry Wars and whatever, I don't know that you can get those on a cartridge. The only way I think is to download them on here, and it sort of doesn't bother me. But come the second-hand market, like when this is a retro system, you'd be a little bit buggered. It's like whatever is on the system is all you're gonna get. If they've stopped supporting this, if PlayStation Store doesn't exist anymore, that kind of thing, that would render systems like this a bit rubbish in the retro second-hand market. But that's a while to come yet. The thing about this, I think I mentioned earlier, you don't get a joypad. Okay, you might very well likely have one anyway. You may have a PS3 or a PS4 already, and that isn't a catastrophe. However, these games, these downloadable games, they take up space, storage space on your system, and the console itself only comes with 1 gigabyte of storage, and that just is not enough. I managed to get it to play Minecraft, which I got on the cartridge, and it needed an update, and it managed to fit that update on there, and it didn't complain. But when I tried to download even actually any of the free games, it wouldn't do it. You buy your console, you got no joypad, you got free downloadable games, but out of the box you can't play them, you can't download them, you have to buy a memory card for it. And here's the thing, it ain't an SD card, it ain't a micro SD card or any of that. It's not even an M2 card like you get in your PSP Go. I thought I can stick that in there just to give it a go. No, it's a PlayStation Vita memory card. Can you buy one of them on the high street? No, you damn well can't. I bought mine online. I got it from Amazon. They're not cheap. And this, I think, is a bit of a rip-off, actually. It's a con. They should give you enough storage space on this system to use it out of the box. But really, out of the box, this thing is useless. You've got to buy at least a memory card, if not a joypad. And I'm like, So, how is that excusable? How does the whole thing add up? Why do I actually like this system? Because I do. And it all comes down to one thing. It cost about 30 quid. That's it. It costs about 30 quid and you can play TXK on it. And you can't get that for anything else. It's the Vita or the PlayStation TV and nothing else. And believe me, you want to play this game. If you like Tempest 2000, you want to play this. And this is the only way. And for a 30 quid console, oh, don't do that. Yeah, I can't remember the controls. Whatever, for a £30 console, okay, you got the inconvenience of needing your own joypad or having to buy one and needing to get a memory card. That's just pissy. Whoops. But it is actually worth it just to play this game, just this one game. I mean, there's other good games on here as well, but it's the deal maker. Oops. That's why I like this console. You get to play TXK, you get to play Gravity Crash. You can download the other stuff that you bought on the PlayStation Store thing for your PSP and whatever. Great. 30 quid. That is the deal maker. These things originally cost, was it 80 or 100 quid or something, and they made no sense whatsoever. It was flawed in ways that I've mentioned, and to use, I find it quite aggravating in some ways. The control system for the user interface is quite aggravating. The user interface itself is quite aggravating and stuff. You find yourself on screens that you're like, what the hell am I doing here? How do I get out? Stuff like that. But 30 odd quid, it's advertised I think at $38.99 or something on Amazon. I know you can get cheaper deals than that, because this one Andrea got for me for 30 quid. And that's really what... If it cost more than that, it would not be worth it. I wouldn't consider it. I wouldn't recommend it. But at that price, all of those flaws, I think you can get past them, and it's an amusing, fun little thing to have. It's not a serious console. I don't think anyone in their right mind would have it as their first console. But as something, I mean, it's so small, you could, if you're going on holiday, chuck it in your bag somewhere, take a joypad with you, take the power supply and an HDMI lead. Your hotel room's bound to have a telly with an HDMI input socket on it. I haven't been to many hotels now that don't. And hey presto, games console that isn't a portable. It's interesting, it's flawed, but it's cheap, and that's what makes it worth it, I think. Don't think I've got anything else to say on it, so I'll shut up now. Thank you for watching.
You there, peasant! See that subscribe button? Be a good pleb and just click it. There's a good, oik.